Rudy, it's fine. I got it. All right, we're now live on YouTube and Facebook. Commissioner, you have the floor.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Welcome to the meeting of the Administrative Operations Committee of the Public Building Commission of Chicago being held today, September 3rd, 2025 at 1 p.m. Director Gitterall, please call the roll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Maldonado.
Here.
Commissioner Randall. Here. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Thank you. First item of the agenda is approval of the minutes from the meeting held June 5th, 2025.
Move to approve the minutes.
Motion approved. Next item on the agenda is public participation in accordance with the Opens Meetings Act. Registered speakers will be allowed 2 minutes to provide comments.
There are no registered speakers today, gentlemen.
Thank you, Mary Pat. Next item on the agenda is report by Director of Procurement, James Borkman.
Good afternoon, Chairman, Commissioner.
Good afternoon.
I have two reports for you today. The first report is our task orders awarded to specialty consultant services. Wow, task order awards for specialty consultant services on various PVC projects. This month, since our meeting in June, I'm bringing us up to date. So we have the 5 that I'll read out today. The first is for the Logan Square Plazas project. That was environmental engineering services awarded to Carnell Conover and Associates, MBE and WBE firm in the amount of $122,064 even. The next was for the Kells George Park Field House, which is also environmental engineering services awarded to AECOM Technical Services in the amount of $127,441.14. The next was for the Bronzeville Regional Senior Center. And that, again, environmental engineering services awarded to Terracon Consultants, Inc. in the amount of $91,861.05. We had another award for the Bronzeville Regional Senior Center for Surveyor Services. That was awarded to Weaver Consultants Group North Central in the amount of $28,070 even. And last, we had a geotechnical service award for the Department of Water Management new facility at 4825 West Lawrence Avenue. That was awarded to AECOM Technical Services in the amount of $93,530.76. And that takes us up to current day. Any questions on the task order award? Yeah. All right. My next report is a report and a recommendation to appoint a firm to provide insurance brokerage services for 3 categories that we have at the PBC: property casualty, crime bonds, directors, officers liability, and health benefits. The current agreement expires as of October 1st. So we went out to the whole panoply of insurance providers. We sought proposals and broke out the proposals into those 3 categories I just mentioned. The first was property casualty. The second was the crime bonds and the D&O liability for the board, as well as health benefit services. In response to public advertisement, targeted outreach, extensive publications, pre-submission conference, as well as at every event Ray attended, as well as our assist agencies conferences, we still only received 1 proposal, which surprised us, but we undertook a full evaluation before we dismissed it out of hand. Part of the qualifications, of course, we required near those that we've done 6 years ago when we had the contract the last time. We wanted the qualifications, experience, and past performance of the firm, references, and the responses to those references, a project approach, paying specific attention to the market access that the provider has. Can you get us the best deal? Do you have access to select markets? We are a smaller entity. We wanted to make sure that was covered. We also wanted to know what qualifications and relevant experience the key personnel possessed. Some of the most important aspects, the minority and women business enterprise goals for these professional service contracts. How can you meet that? And then tell us about your cost proposal and how you're going to give us a big bang for our buck, essentially. After reviewing the submission, which was very good, actually, we still wanted a chance to sit down with them one-on-one and go over some more detailed aspects, as this was the only proposal. As such, we sat down and went over in an interview style details regarding their experience with other public sector clients, both of our scale and structure as well as larger. The program design and pricing strategy details what are we getting for our money, be very specific, as well as the specific plans for implementing your committed or stated goals of the minority and women-owned business enterprise participation. After the interview, based on the pricing proposal that they provided, based on the fact that they are familiar with the PBC, based on the fact that they're utilizing the incumbent, which is currently a holder of one of our other contracts. They actually do category 2, the bonds, the directors and officers liability, and the criminal. They all basically are coming under one umbrella. It winds up being about a $1,500 savings per year. Same services, more access, one-stop shop. So we're willing to make the recommendation that Alliant Insurance Services be the insurance provider for the category 1, insurance brokerage services provider for category 1, 2, and 3. We think they can shop it around. We think that they have access to special markets that others don't. And they are the incumbent, and the other incumbent is actually included as part of the services, just under one firm.
Question.
Happy to take questions.
So Alliant is currently a provider, but they don't have all 3 areas.
Exactly right. They have category 1, the property casualty, and category 3, the health benefit services. We've been very happy with their services. So
Okay. And then who does the other one?
CS Insurance Strategies, which changed their name recently to Cynosure.
Okay.
And Cynosure, through Avis Lavelle, she is now the president of that company and will, as part of the proposal, they are now the sub-consultant, correct?
Okay.
But we've been given guarantees that there will essentially be a seamless transition. We'll still have access to the consulting services that I utilize as the risk manager, that I utilize the team for, as well as an enhanced service with Alliant now being able to provide advice as well. And they're not going to charge us for those services. It would be simply rolled into the service fee that they're proposing, which, if I may, is flat. In fact, it's $500 per year less over the course of the contract, which we're very happy about.
Sure. How long has the current contract been in place? He says it's going to end soon, but how long has it been in
The
place?
current contract was awarded in 2018. So it's the 3-year with the 3-year one optional extensions, the same that we would award this time.
As well, okay. And do you have a sense of the universe of how many other types of similar brokerage services are out there and maybe why they didn't respond?
It's a really good question, Commissioner. So we do, because I was pretty concerned with only receiving one submission. So I undertook an extensive, well, we'll call it extensive. I researched all the local municipalities. I researched Cook County. I researched the sister agencies of the county, as well as the sister agencies of the city. Many of them, now the city does use Alliant for specific services. In fact, the Chicago Department of Aviation, they run the entire O'Hare modernization program. There's also a number of other agencies that are similar size to us that rely on Alliant. Other than that, there's only 2 or 3 insurance brokerage services that are considered government specialists because we do have unique needs,
Right.
especially whenever you talk about the PBC, our property and liability insurance. We insure the whole building as well as the Picasso, which is from 69 West Washington and Monroe across the street.
Right.
So it surprised me a bit, but it's a smaller universe than I thought it would be, which again led to my recommendation.
I appreciate the thoroughness of your search and the work, and I think we're fairly unique, so I understand that as well. So I appreciate that, and thanks for answering my questions.
Happy. Anything from you?
No.
Chairman.
Move to accept the reports.
The reports are accepted. Next item on the agenda, report by Executive Director Ray Gitteroff.
Thank you, Chairman. There are no field orders that exceed our reporting threshold, so I will report on our change orders. There are
three projects in which we have change orders. The first one is for CDOT WPA Street Reconstruction Project for South Central Park Avenue and East 91st Street. This change order is a closeout change order to deduct the unused site allowance in the credit amount of $100,000. The next change order is for, again, CDOT WPA Street Reconstruction at West 100th Street, South Pullman Avenue, and South Short Street. That change order is also for deducting unused site allowance in the total credit amount of $100,000. The final change order is again for a CDOT project, and this time it is for the alley program at various locations, specifically alley package number 2. The total amount of the change order is a credit amount of $1,374,823.21. It's comprised of a deduct for the unused site allowances in the total credit amount of $250,000. In addition to deducting unused commission contingency at all locations for a credit amount of $632,201.45. And the last part of that change order is the reconciliation of the schedule of prices. As you may recall, these projects are based on the schedule of prices in which how we procured the work, and that credit amount is $492,621.76 for a total credit amount, as I mentioned, $1,374,823.21. That concludes my report on the change order activities. Moving on.
Yes.
No questions?
No questions.
All right, just a brief update regarding our recent activities. On August 13th, PBC and its partners at the Chicago Department of Transportation included Acting Commissioner Craig Turner and the 15th Ward Alderman Ray Lopez. We attended a groundbreaking ceremony for a WPA project in the vicinity of West 58th Street and Horn. The general contractor for the project is MQ Construction, and in addition to the community residents participating in the event. As part of the mayor's Build Better Together initiative, this project is another example of our collective commitment to improving the city's infrastructure, enhancing safety, and supporting vibrant access throughout our communities. Then on August 14th, the PBC joined First Ward Alderman Daniel Laspada and the Chicago Department of Transportation to host a community meeting regarding the alley reconstruction project at North Milwaukee Avenue, West Division Street, North Paulina Street, and North Ashland Avenue, which is considered the alley package number 4. The purpose of the meeting was to share information regarding the scope, overall program, in addition to the budget and schedule, but most importantly, to review with the residents the project phasing that we've implemented. There was several concerns from the residents that live in the area. It's a very congested area, a lot of high-rise buildings, a lot of apartments, condominiums, townhomes, regarding how the work was going to be performed. So we worked closely with the Alderman's office, CDOT, and our contractor to develop a 4-phase approach where we're not taking down the alleys for the entire duration, but rather segments of the alley in 4 different phases, whereas some of the residents will maintain access, and those that don't have access know that they won't have access for a specific time period. So the meeting went well. The meeting was well attended. It was a virtual meeting. And subsequent to the meeting, we've been able to answer questions that have come through the Alderman's office. The contractor mobilized on August 25th. And so far, no major issues to report on the project.
You mentioned high-rise buildings. Do they have access off those alleys, or is it?
All of the parking to the high rises is off of the alley. So it just depends on our phasing strategy off of Milwaukee compared to Paulina, compared to other access points. There is a private developer that also has lent their open site for parking. And the Alderman's been a great partner in helping sort of coordinate that. Not every single resident is going to have access to parking, and we made that clear on the phone call. We wanted to make sure not only were we transparent, just to be honest, with all of the residents. And in addition to that, as you know, there are a lot of property managers for each building. the refuse pickup is done privately and by Department of Streets and Sanitation, so there's a lot of that coordination that went into it as well as all of the overhead utilities. If you've been in that area, the overhead utilities are just, it's a spaghetti bowl of everything happening in the air. So we've managed to coordinate all of that. Our partners at CDOT, Department of Streets and Sanitation, the Ward Superintendent, the Alderman's office, they've all, and you know, Acting Commissioner Craig Turner, they've all been great partners throughout the process. So I'm happy to report, as of right now, there are no issues.
You got a plan.
Yeah,
So that's
we have a
important,
plan, we have contingency plans, and I think the residents appreciated the transparency and the honesty from CDOT and PBC during that phone call,
Thank you.
of course. Great, and then finally, on August 18th and 19th, we were happy to join Mayor Brandon Johnson and his staff and CPS and members of the community and different alders to welcome students back to school, specifically at Austin College and Career Academy High School, Emmett Till Math and Science Academy, and Farmer Elementary School. So it was kind of a cool moment where we were there along with many of our sister agencies and city agencies and the mayor's office and the different alders that were there, kind of welcome students back to school, applaud them as they came in, and it was a pretty cool reception. So we were happy to be part of that. A lot of us were there, so we were happy to be part of the mayor's initiative. Real nice event.
Thanks.
That concludes my report.
Move to accept the reports.
The reports are accepted.
Before you adjourn, I had one more.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I'm clear. I may have said 3-year, 3 one-year extensions. The recommendation is 3-year with 2 optional 1-year extensions,
So
a total of 5 years, correct?
Yep.
I just want to make sure I get that on the record.
Thank you, Jane.
Is there a motion to